Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I'm going to play a video for you with a little bit of a situation, and then we're going to talk about it. Here we go.
Woman, she wrote into our show rather, that she and her husband, they're approaching their 5th wedding anniversary or I guess marriage anniversary, sorry. And she said life together is good, not perfect, but they make ends meet. They work hard. They have a modest lifestyle. They have 2 young children, ages 1 and 4. Recently, she discovered something that she describes as shocking. Her husband's card and comic book collection, something he's guarded since they met, is worth $2.5 million. He's been collecting for over 25 years, a passion he inherited from his late father, and he still holds on to some of his dad's collection. When she brought up selling it, thinking of all the ways they could improve their family's life, he refused, saying the collection isn't about money, but more so about emotional value. To him, it's a legacy he plans to pass down to their children. Now she's struggling with reality that they're sitting on a fortune, yet still living paycheck to paycheck. Should she accept his emotional attachment, or does he owe it to their family to cash in? What would you guys do? Is he being unreasonable, or should sentimental value come before financial security? I'll go last.
Okay, so according to her, they're living paycheck to paycheck. Not like they're behind on finances.
She said they live modestly, they make ends meet, but from what I gather, it's like maybe there's not a lot of cushion.
So not struggling.
Right.
Not like struggling paycheck to paycheck, but not, she could be doing, or they could be doing better.
Right.
Okay.
I feel like in that case, there can be a compromise here. I think she can leave that man alone until they come to a point where they're struggling, so that he knows that when that time comes, he's going to have to give that up. But for right now, she could leave him alone with his sentimental value.
And his dad's dead, so that's...
Yeah, he probably just came across the value of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she just found out how much it's worth.
Women love to live on somebody else's shit, bro. This is fucking crazy. You guys just don't get it. I mean, my thing is, that collection is his collection, passed down from his father. Also, in addition to whatever he's been able to acquire, although they're not struggling, they could live better. They could be thriving. But I don't think that he should sacrifice it right now. That makes no sense. He's going to sacrifice it. My thing is, one, you were cool until you found it. Like, there was no fucking issues, right? Now you find something that is his, that is worth some money, and now you want for him to cash out so he can, I guess, provide more.
That's the sentimental value that's going to be passed on. So now you're basically taking that away from your kids.
But to play devil's advocate, at some point the shit got to get sold.
It would really be up to him, and like having a desire to do more for his family, having a desire for his family to, do more than live paycheck to paycheck. Because at some point, as an adult, you have to make tough decisions to support the family that you've created. You can't be out here telling John that, oh, we can't send you to that math camp because we ain't got it, but you sitting on $2.5 million of a comic book, but you don't want to send your son to math camp, or you don't want to, invest in whatever their future is. I think as his wife, I would have more of an issue with that part. Like if the kids are going without something in some sort of way, versus her just, I think we need that money. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full.
Now, I felt like that was an interesting situation. The woman, the wife in question, according to the letter that was read out, she's not struggling. What I gathered from it is whatever conversation her and her husband had, he must have told her how much his collection was worth. And they're not like on the verge of homelessness. She said they live modestly. They both work. They both pay the bills in the house. And so my personal opinion about that is that if y'all are not homeless, on the verge of homelessness, really struggling, he does not have to sell his collection, okay? Because before he must have told her the value of it, she probably just looked at it like stupid comic books and stupid, you know what I'm saying? Not realizing that, especially a comic collection that's 25 or 30 years old, would definitely be worth a couple of $1 million, depending on which comics you had and what condition they're in. And so now she knows what the monetary value is. The problem with it is that to sell it, but not have a specific plan about how that money is going to be invested, what's going to be purchased with it, what's going to be done with that money, it'll be a waste to sell the collection if you don't have a plan with what that money is going to be for. So what'll happen is you'll sell the collection, you'll have the money, you'll at some point run out of the money, especially if you don't know how to make the money make itself. And now at some point in the future, you're not going to have the money or the collection. In essence, regardless of what you think of comic book collections and different kind of collections, those are appreciating assets. Okay. And usually people do not actually get rid of appreciating assets because it's worth 2.5 million now. In 10 years or 15 years, it'll be like 10 or 15 million. So the value is just going to keep going up. And so this is something that he had prior to them getting married. It belongs to him. It doesn't belong to them. So personally, I don't feel like he should have to sell it. She just want to spend it. She just see dollar signs. That's what I get from that. She don't have a plan for the money either. She just sees money that can be spent. But here's the other part of that. Don't tell me that you got no money you ain't gonna spend. Don't tell me you got no money you ain't gonna spend. Please don't tell me that you're sitting on millions of dollars and but you ain't gonna give me none. So don't tell it to me then. He should have kept the value of his collection to himself. Because if a spouse tell another spouse that I actually right now today possess the means to lift us from maybe middle class or working class to actual wealth, I actually have wealth right now, but I ain't gonna give you none. That's gonna make your spouse feel away. That's gonna make them feel away. They're gonna feel away. They're gonna look at you cock at it because it's like, so you would have something that you wouldn't give to me or that you wouldn't share with your family. So the best bet in that case is to just not even discuss that. Let her keep thinking stupid comic books and stupid trading cards. Like, let her think that. Let her think it, especially if you have zero intent on selling that, even in part. You have zero intent of sharing it at all or putting it in the family or putting it, because if you give it to the kids and they don't like comic books, they're going to sell it anyway or squander it, right? You don't know what they're going to do with it. You have a sentimental value to it. That doesn't necessarily mean that your children will. So I understand him wanting to pass down an asset to the kids. Like, I get why he don't want to sell the thing. Is my only point, not even really of contention, is that don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Just don't tell it to me. Just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? That's like revealing that all this time you haven't been going to work for somebody else. You have a business that pulls $2.5 million in. Like, don't tell it to me. If you're not going to share it, you're not going to give me none. I can't benefit from it. Leave me alone. Because if the shoe was on the other foot and they were kind of just working class and she had a Barbie doll collection that was worth $2 or $3 million, he would be looking at her cock at it about it. He would be looking at her cock at it. Especially if she tell him that's how much that's worth. And then he'd be like, wait a minute. So you're sitting on millions of dollars and I'm struggling to pay the mortgage? Really? You see how that would put a bad taste in a spouse's mouth? So my thoughts on that was that he should not have shared with her the monetary value of the collection. It's his collection. He has no intent on parting with it, which is his right not to part with it, especially if they're not in dire straits. So, but in that case, keep all of that information to yourself. Keep all, because she's gonna be salty. She's gonna be salty about that. The other thing is, I think she tried to ham up what kind of situation it is. It just sounds like they're just working class people. Not particularly poor, certainly not rich. Well, she's not rich. He's rich. She's not rich. So that right there could be like a point of saltiness. It's like, because I don't have that. You're rich though, right? Any spouse would kind of look at their spouse like, so you're rich? And we married, but the kids and me we don't benefit from that money. Like, you're not even gonna sell one of the comic books for like $10,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it goes back to what I said. Just don't tell me about that. Don't tell me about that. Don't tell that to me. Leave me alone. Like, don't bother me with that. Let me toil under the understanding that I think I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let me be in the situation with you that I think I'm in. Don't drop no hammer. That's like winning the lottery. That's like playing one of the mega lotteries and I won millions of dollars. And then I show you the winning ticket, but I'm not gonna cash this ticket in, and I'm not gonna give you none. What? What you talking about? You not gonna cash the ticket in, and you're not gonna give me none. You see what I'm saying? You see how that could rub somebody kind of the wrong way a little bit? Like, okay. Technically, it do belong to you specifically and not us. But really? Because what that's going to make your spouse think is, what other things would you have that you alone could benefit from that you would make sure I don't benefit from? Also, they've only been married like 5 years. I don't know how long they've been together. But with the way that these marriages fail and all of that kind of stuff, I would not be too quick to part with my comic book collection. See what I'm saying? Because if you don't part with it and y'all divorce, she gonna try to come for that comic book collection. You see what I'm saying? You almost should have signed a prenup because you have millions of dollars. I don't care that it is in the form of a comic book. You have millions of dollars. That's how millionaires usually have prenups in place to preserve the wealth that they had prior to a marriage. He should have kept that information to himself. See, now she gonna plot on it. Now she gonna feel away and she gonna plot. She gonna plot. She gonna plot. She mad. She mad. Yeah. That's my thoughts on that. He should have kept the information to himself. He does not have to sell it for her because she does not have a plan for that money. She just sees money that can be spent. You know, they can live lavishly and have a bigger home and cars and things of that nature. That's all that she's really thinking about. But that's not going to stop her from being salty. But let's get the conversation started. I want to hear what people think. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.